Welcome to the Maumee Bay Club of the National Association of Negro Business and Professional Women's Clubs, Incorporated membership informational. Next, we'll have President Patty Poston deliver a welcome.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to say welcome to our membership informational. As Crystal has stated, we are the Maumee Bay Club, and we are looking for some ladies to join in our organization with us and be a part of this mighty North Central District, which is the district we're in, and our community service that we provide. As you go through this informational, you'll get more information regarding what we do and why we do it. Again, I'd like to welcome you to this informational. And if you have any questions, we'll make sure that those questions can be answered. Thank you and have a great time.
Thank you, President Patty. I definitely appreciate you being here with us today. Next, we will hear from our membership chairwoman, Miss Tracy Huff. Come on in. Hi, Tracy.
Thank you, President Patty and Crystal Taylor, who is our co-chair for membership for the Maumee Bay Club. What we will do now is do a presentation on the history of NAMBPWC, and I will explain that when we go through the history. So as we've stated, we are the Maumee Bay Club in Toledo, Ohio, and we are part of the National Association of Negro Business and Professional Women's Club. We'd like to share with you first the history surrounding this wonderful organization. The late Emma Odessa Young, a realtor from New York City and a member of the New York Club of Business and Professional Women, conceived the idea of a national organization of business and professional women in 1934. Unfortunately, Mrs. Young became an invalid and never sought to head the organization. Even though an invalid, Mrs. Young's mind was alert and her intent was keen. She was satisfied to witness the programs of the organization before her passing in 1944. In July of 1935, Mrs. Ollie Chin Porter, president of the New York Club, extended an invitation to the local clubs, which were organized as business and professional women's clubs, to join them to form a national organization. The founders were Emma Odessa Young, Ollie Chin Porter, and Effie Ditton of New York City, Bertha Perry Rhodes, Josephine B. Keene, and Adelaide Fleming of Philadelphia, and Pearl Flipping of Atlantic City. After a year of meetings, the first convention was held in Atlantic City. On July 9th through the 11th in 1936 at the Asbury Methodist Episcopal Church on Arctic Avenue. Elected the first national president was Mrs. Ollie Chin Porter. The aim of this newly formed national organization was then, as it is to this day, to attract women of high caliber to organize similar clubs within their communities. Facing the realities of the times, their daring and inspiring goals were to share their experiences and exchange information, to protect their interests, and to encourage and develop opportunities for Black women in business and professions. During this time in our history, Black people were called Negroes. Very few had businesses or professions. Most were still deep in the throes of the Depression. The fact that these Black women had the courage to found such an optimistic organization is astounding and is a lasting testimony to their faith in themselves, our people, and the future. The founders were owners, managers, college students, and other professionally licensed women who had managed to realize some measure of personal success at a time when there was no national movement to improve a lot of Black Americans. where there was no Black capitalism program nor any Black study curricula, but still these women felt prepared to offer leadership. Thank you for obliging me to share with you how this organization came about. Next, we will discuss the collect. And so this collect is very important, and I will share this with you. Very important from a sisterhood perspective, so that we are always mindful of holding each other up and showing each other love. The collect says, "Keep us, O God, from pettiness. Let us be large in thought, in word, and in deed. Let us be done with fault finding and leave off self-seeking. May we put away all pretense and meet each other face to face without self-pity and without prejudice. May we be never hasty in judgment and always generous. Let us take time for all things. Make us grow calm, serene, and gentle. Teach us to put into action our better impulses, straightforward and unafraid. Grant that we must realize it is the little things that create difference. That in big things in life, we are as one. And may we strive to touch and know the great common human heart of us all. And oh, Lord God, let us not forget to be kind." That is a quote from Mary Stewart. Again, this organization was built on sisterhood, loving one another, and pulling each other forward as we move forward in our businesses and our professions. Next, let's talk about the purpose. The purpose of this organization is to promote and protect the interests of business and professional women and to create good fellowship among them, to direct the interests of the business and professional women toward united action for improved social and civic conditions, to encourage the organizations of subsidiary associations to be called Negro business and professional women's clubs throughout the United States and other parts of the world, and to create and develop opportunities for Negro women in business and profession. In addition to the purpose statement that I just read to you, we want to be sure to point out that the organization is organized exclusively for charitable, religious, and education and scientific purposes, including for such purposes, the making of distributions to organizations that qualify as exempt organizations under Section 501c3 of the Internal Revenue Code. Purposes to implement seminars and workshops on various subjects, to provide an open resource to the community, to implement and provide such other charitable activities, to solicit and receive grants, contributions, and other property, to implement and carry forth a program of scholarships whereby aspiring students will be encouraged to pursue higher education. As you listen to the purpose, the mission of this organization, we're hopeful that you will realize that we are an organization of action and not just an organization to say we're an organization. We are an organization of purpose and action that would reflect and impact our communities. For your hearing, I will read the mission statement. The mission of the National Association of Negro Business and Professional Women's Club, Incorporated, is to promote and protect the interests of African American business and professional women, to serve as advisors of young people seeking to enter business and professions, to improve the quality of life of our local and global communities, and to foster good fellowship. Our national pledge, which we try to articulate at all of our meetings. Our national pledge states, as a member of the National Association of Negro Business and Professional Women's Club, Incorporated, I pledge to become involved, to be constant, cooperative, enthusiastic, and concerned about the problems and social ills affecting young people in our community. I will help to promote the interests of business and professional women and invest myself in the willing service of others. And throughout, at some point, we should begin to memorize our national pledge. Next, you will see what our insignia is, our logo. And throughout the organization, you will see that perhaps we will have this particular insignia or logo on our shirts, certainly on our stationery and in our presentations. So you'd want to become familiar with this particular look. It was approved in 1949 during the administration of National President Florence Madison Hill. The insignia represents the world in the hands of women. How do we identify ourselves? So we tend to use the acronym NANBPWC Incorporated when we refer to ourselves. We certainly refer to ourselves as Club Sisters. Sometimes we may even say BPW Sisters. Within our organization, we have clubs and not chapters. Clubs are not named after people or other clubs. As of October 2003, we are not named leagues. Those with league names were waived. Within the organization, we have our local clubs, and then we have districts, and then the districts fall into regions. And then we also have been blessed to have an international district. So we're just not in the United States, we are across the waters. We have an NANBPWC in the United Nations representative that is associated with United Nations in New York City, New York. The international governor is an appointed position by the national president and reconfirmed with each new president. The United Nations representatives are the national president, the international governor, and these alternate United Nations representatives. They each carry United Nations badges. So we are worldwide. You will notice that members of or sisters of the NANBPWC Incorporated will wear red and yellow. Those are our national colors. Our national flower is a beautiful yellow tea rose, which represents friendship. We have an official publication or newsletter, which is called The Responsibility, that is available to all members. And our official abbreviation is NANBPWC Incorporated. Our national theme is moving forward with a purpose. I mentioned before, we're just not an organization to be an organization. We have purpose and we have action. The National Association of Negro Business and Professional Women's Club is headquartered in Washington, D.C. and again, founded in 1935. On this slide, we demonstrate to you where the various districts are. There's the Mid-Atlantic District, the North Central District, which we are a part of, the mightiest of the mighty, the Northeast District. Then we also have the South Central District, the Southeast District, Western District, and the International District. Within the organization, there are different divisions. The first division is the adult division, where one might be a participant or a member of the adult club, a young adult member, a life member, a member at large, which is someone who is a member of the organization but may not have a local club to participate, an honorary member, or a corporate member. We also have a youth division. And one of our club sisters that is attending on this presentation, Ms. Trevor Black, has been over our youth division in recent years. And so I would just ask if our club sister, Trevor Black, would unmute herself and maybe give a brief overview of the youth division, which is very important to this organization.
Thank
Trevor?
you. Thank you, Tracy. The Youth Division of the National Association of Negro Business and Professional Women's Clubs have youth from 12 to 18 years of age. These young people are candidates from grandchildren, children of members, as well as other members of the community. They have a specific guideline of what they are to do. They have their own um, form of community service, fun activities, meeting other members across the district and across the nation. They have special programs when we go to our various district conferences, our national conferences. They have competitions within the organization, and they can earn scholarships within the organization. So most of the young people who start out at 12 years old, they usually stay in the organization until they're 18. And then they go to college. And you have to form a beta side at your college. You don't have to, but we ask that you do those things. And it's very similar to the Greek organizations, but we are not affiliated with the Divine Nine at all. But we have our own initiation for Beta Psi. And then after that, they are more than welcome to join the adult division. So some of our members within the organization started in the youth clubs, and now they are in the adult clubs working just as hard. So it could be a family affair, and we encourage that. We do have some members in our organization who have their children in the youth division. Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you so much, Ms. Club Sister Trevor Black. That was a very nice overview, and certainly appreciate you jumping in and sharing that from firsthand experience overseeing the youth division, as well as your long time membership of this organization. So thank you for sharing your knowledge. We mentioned a little bit ago the structure of the NAMBPWC Incorporated, where there is a local level and then there is the district. So this is just a picture of the mightiest of the mighty. The North Central District is a very powerful arm of this organization, and we are very, very proud to be a part of this particular district. Our current district governor is Governor Christina McLemore. So now I'm going to turn this over to our membership co-chair, Crystal Taylor, who will speak with you regarding kind of the meat of this organization as it relates to programming and the action that we do and our purpose. Crystal?
Thank you, Tracy. We have a number of national programs that help our organization perform the activities of basically the organization, the types of programs and things that we do. And you see here Dr. Latanya V. Conley, who is currently the National First Vice President. And that person is responsible for running all of the programs nationwide and internationally, just overseeing those things. So we have two acronyms that describe our programming, and those are LETS and HEED. And we recently incorporated the SIP. And so we'll talk a little bit about those things here. LETS is an acronym that stands for Leadership, Entrepreneurship, Technology, and Service. And what that means is on a national level, each of the clubs are encouraged to participate in programming that involves some level of leadership training, some level of entrepreneurship, or even providing support and service to individuals who are in business for themselves. There's also a technology focus, because we know moving forward and currently where we are, technology is very important. And so that's something that we take great pride in, making sure that our membership is up on the most recent technology by providing trainings and things of that nature. And then the service component, those are the community activities that each of the clubs will do in their own community. And under service, we have HEED. HEED is not on this one. HEED stands for, and I'll ask for our treasurer to come on, Miss Linda Collins. If you could unmute and talk to us about HEED. I don't have HEED here on this slide, but I don't want to miss any of parts of that. So could you please share what HEED stands for?
Okay, thank you, Crystal. If I can remember off the top of my head, he, H is for health, and we do projects as it relates to health. The health fairs that we have put on, different health fairs. E is for education, and we work with the youth and education, doing college. We have previously done college tours, historical Black colleges. We've taken on tours. We do the FAFSA education, and just on how to prepare for scholarships. Those are some of the things that we've done with education with our youth, but we've also done education with technology for just adults and for our club sisters. I'm trying to remember. I may need some help from another club sister, because off the top of my head, I got health, education,
Economics.
Economics, right. So we look at making sure that we are always helping and buying from our own. And so we keep track of, during the year, we keep track of how many Black-owned businesses that we actually will support. And so we try to make sure that we're supporting other Black-owned businesses and our club sisters businesses. Health, education,
and economic development. That's
economic development. Yeah, that's it. Okay.
And thank you. We put you on the spot. We appreciate that you shared that. And you did just fine. Thank you so much, sister.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And so the overall objective and program focus of Let's Make Your SIP Count is to achieve maximum success on the local, district, and national levels for program compliance, as they discussed it. And SIP stands for making our programming strategic, impactful programs. And so we definitely work very hard during each calendar year or each club year to create programming that fits into those categories, but that is also strategic, impactful, and that purposeful, I like to say, but for our programming. National programs, and we also have some other club sisters who may join in here, things that every club in the organization will put on during the year. Or one of them is the Founders Day program. And you heard about our history from our club sister, Tracy. And so the Founders Day program is something for the adult clubs to do to observe the Founders Day. And during that time, the programs are all designed to honor the founders by reviewing the association's history and to recognize deserving community leaders. Founders Day observance is also the occasion when the Sojourner Truth Award for meritorious service is presented to an outstanding woman in each local community. And Sojourner Truth is our, ladies, what would we call that? She is our patron. I don't know how to say patron saint, but the person
patron matriarch.
Yeah, patron matriarch. Thank you.
Yeah.
Additional programs, and there's the HEED. Additional programs that are national are the Let's and the Heed. And thank you so much for jumping in and providing that. So that's just a little bit more information about those two areas. We also, because we are a women's organization, focus on Women's History Month. And here the adult clubs will do this every year in March. And typically we often use the National Women's History theme as the theme of the year. So we participate with other women's organizations. We make sure that we uplift our sisters and uplift people in our communities. Vocal Arts is a very unique program that is run on the national level, and then in each of your districts, there will be clubs that participate with the Vocal Arts. And Vocal Arts is important because it focuses on African Americans in the vocal arts in higher ed, and very rarely do we see things like this. This was actually one of the programs that really sparked my interest. It was a very unique event to see, but these are all classically trained singers. And so we have the full vocal arts competition that is run very similar to what you would see on a large scale. They have the pianists that will be there, and they're all singing in categories, and we have judges that come, and each year or every 2 years now we will operate this vocal arts competition at the local level, and then winners advance to the district level, and then they advance to the national level. And so you'll see here that some of our winners have gone on to lead in operas and on Broadway. And you'll see some of the names here. Some of them are Tony winning individuals. And so this is an amazing program that helps sponsor and support African Americans in the vocal arts. Next, we will talk a little bit about what the membership process looks like to join this wonderful organization. And this calendar was recently submitted and put out. And so every year by March the 31st, we are looking for individuals who are interested in joining to complete a membership application. And so we will often do our informationals a few times a year leading up until that deadline in March, so that we have enough time to move individuals through the induction ceremony and get them started for our club year, which runs from July 1 until June the 30th of the following year. Once those applications come in March to the local club, we have to do some back office paperwork, get things through our district and then back to nationals. And our goal to get all of the paperwork signed and sent out is for May the 1st. And so that gives us time to recruit, have prospective club members join the meetings that are going on monthly with all of the club members. It gives them an opportunity to kind of see how things run, and then they will get that application either approved, or we will make a decision we make a decision about whether or not we're going to accept individuals into the club by May the 1st. And then we ask that all newly coming on members would be able to pay their joining fees by May 15th. So this gives all of our prospective members the opportunity to kind of see what goes on before they have to pay. You can submit your membership interest form at the time when you're at the membership informational or you're working with a club sister, and then participate with us. And then you don't have to turn your application in until March 31st. And then you don't have to pay until May the 15th. Once we get all of that paperwork done, the club submits that information to the national headquarters by May the 31st. That gives the national headquarters the opportunity to process all the new membership applications that are coming through for the upcoming club year, and get all the information tabulated, get all of the paperwork and the paraphernalia and things that will be coming backwards for the induction ceremony. And then the plan is to have an induction ceremony in June at the year-end celebrations. As we close out the club year, we invite the new and move our prospective members into full membership. And then they start fully membered and with their credentials for the July 1 club year. And the fees for joining are $251 for new members that are coming in. And then once you are a member, the fees will go down some because you don't have to pay the joining fees every year. Once you're in the club, you will then go through and do your local fees. Your regular members will pay $246. Young adult members are at $203. We have life members. Those are individuals who have gone through the life membership process. Life members pay $182. Senior members will pay $215. And then youth members will pay $30. Those fees did not change for the upcoming club year. However, as they change yearly, we will update and make sure that that information is made available. All right. Ladies, we talked a little bit about, and I'm going to bring all of our group back in here. We talked a little bit about some of the programs that we do. At this point, I would love for you all to share some information about all the various clubs or all the various programs that we tend to do here in the Maumee Bay chapter. That was a national overview. And if you could share some of the things that happen with our club during the year, that would be awesome.
I guess I'll start. No problem. Because we are in this COVID-19 restriction, it's been very challenging to do things. However, under normal conditions, the Maumee Bay Club is very, very active. We do a lot of service programs. We collaborate with other organizations because it's no sense in having a whole lot of organizations doing the same thing, and it fosters sisterhood. And we are sisters no matter what organization we are helping with. We also we have adopted a family at Christmas. We have worked with various programs, the Alzheimer's Walk, the Heart Association, breast cancer awareness. We've had canned food drives. We have done, wow. Our signature program is the Historical Black College Tour, where we take high school students to various colleges at HBCU colleges in the South and in the East. We alternate between the two. We have our annual Founders Day, as Crystal has talked about. We have Women's History Observance, as Crystal has talked about. And when we see a need that something pops up within the community, we try to address it.
Thank you.
So you're welcome.
Anybody else have any other programs or things that we do? I know, Jan, you have led a charge for a couple of years now with we kind of adopt a college student. Can you talk a little bit about that? Uh-oh, hold on. There you go. You gotta unmute, Jan. Jan, unmute. There you go.
As a club, we adopt college students. We come together and the sisters give me a couple names and we go to those young ladies. We find out what their needs are. And then we collect items for those young ladies and we give them to the young ladies and they are so appreciative. We've done one student from the University of Michigan and we've done another student from Bowling Green. And when I say they're appreciative, they are really appreciative. We also have worked with the Zetas. They have a program that they work with. It's called the Stork's Nest. And that's where they bring in young mothers with babies. And we go with that organization and we help the moms pick out gifts for their babies. And when they come to that particular program, they earn so many points. And then they can use those points to get gifts for their children. So those are just a couple of the programs that we have done as an organization.
Thank you. All right, Bernine, I have one question for you. Can you share what being a member of the Maumee Bay Club has meant to you for the past, how many years have you been in the club?
I've been in the club a little over 4 years, and it has meant friendship. It has been a joy just to know all the ladies, to be a part of like a family, like a sisterhood. Um, I have met a lot of a lot of new members. I enjoy coming out. Unfortunately, we can't come out this year, but I miss the hugs. I miss, just talking to everyone face to face, in person. It's just been a wonderful experience for me.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. And Linda, one last question for you. Can you share what it's like to go to the district and the national? Talk about those conventions and the additional activities outside of our district or outside of our local club.
Okay. Well, every year we usually have what is called our area meeting, which is just a one-day meeting where we just get together and talk about the organization and review what our goals are for the year. And that's when we get together with just our area. And our district is divided into two areas. So we have our Michigan area and our Ohio area, also include Pennsylvania. And so we get together with that area. Then we come together once a year for our district. And that's when all of our clubs come together within our district. And we have our meetings and we have training and education. We have our youth that comes and put on their presentations and their skits for us. And you get to see your club sisters that you may have talked to them on the phone, or we do like a secret sister, and we find out who our secret sister is, who's been sending us all these nice little trinkets throughout the year. And it's just the go to district. It's like, wow, all these women just within our district, and we all are business or professionals sharing our goals and just making friendships. And you're just glad to see them every year. And then every 2 years, we have what is called nationals, and we supposed to have one this and coming up for this club year. I don't think it's going to happen. It may be virtual, but when you go to nationals, it's like it's very. I guess I was overwhelmed the first time I went. I couldn't believe all the Black women that were in this conference room, this huge conference, place, and they're all professional, business and professional women from all ages. And it's just like, wow, it's like we're doing something. And, we're out here doing a lot. And when you see all these women and very well educated, and they're just there to teach, and they just put you under their wing when they know you're new, and they just make it's just really nice. And one of the things that's really exciting about it is that they talked about life members. You can become a life member. You don't have to be in this organization for 20 years to be a life member. You can be a life member after being here for a year. There's a fee for life membership, but it gives you the opportunity to make some decisions, to have a vote. You have a vote as a life member. Your vote counts, not just your club vote. You also have the opportunity to be involved in all the decisions that's made in our national office and things that they want to change, if they want to decorate. The life members get together and they talk about what they want to do. And so it's really brings everybody together and from all over our United States plus the international, and it's just really wonderful to see. It's overwhelming. You just, once you go, you want to always go. You don't want to miss it. So it's really a good in the club alone, the sisterhood that you meet. I mean, most of these ladies I probably would have never met if I wasn't in this organization. And so, and we all work together and there to help each other. So I think that's one of the biggest pieces, is that we're like we always been together since we were born. It's like we are sisters.
Thank you so much for sharing. I definitely agree. I think that this organization turned a corner for me once I went to my first national, the only one I went to so far, but I'll get to another one. Tracy, do you have any final closing words?
Well, first I want to thank you all, Club Sisters, for assisting with presenting our organization to prospective new members. And so this sharing of information has been wonderful, and the personal touches and testimonies, I think, gives a genuine overview of what the club means to each of us individually. And so I hope those that will review this recording will see the organization as an opportunity to join a group of business and professional women that are purposeful, that are action oriented, and that are very much so concerned about our communities, how it impacts our youth, as well as how it impacts individuals altogether. So I do thank each of you for your time this evening to help record this, and we are very hopeful those that are reviewing it will consider joining Maumee Bay Club of the National Association of Negro Business and Professional Women Incorporated. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And if you are interested in joining, please be sure to email us at maumeebayclub@gmail. That's Maumee, Maumee, Bay, Bay, club @gmail.com. Thank you so much and have a great day.